Welcome to Troop Between Lines. This is a good night. It is a Sunday night. I'm enjoying it. I finally figured out how to make that little countdown timer thing work. So I don't know. Let me know what you think about that one. If you were here, Howard, what you thought about it? But Kayana, good to see you on the chat. Thanks for jumping on here tonight. Let's talk about something. But yeah, the trying to always improve a little bit as we go forward on this thing. So on this channel, we talk politics. We can talk whatever you want to, no problem. But typically, it's a matter of just doing national stuff, United States. You want to talk about the world, that's fine too. We talk about Iran. We talk about anything you want to. And one of those things where just bring us subjects, really. If I know about it, I'll tell you. If I don't know it, I'll tell you. So it doesn't matter what happens on that one. Let's see. So, Kayana, good morning. Face blue smiling. Okay, so some of the emojis aren't coming through. When you're checking in, Kayana, make sure you let me know where you're from, too. Just give me a roundabout state, country, world area, just so I know who I'm talking to. But definitely good to see you. So, I've been kind of slow this week, believe it or not. Yes, we do need more cowbell for sure. So we are on YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, and for the very first time, I am able to put on TikTok on my Restream account. So if you're watching this, you might see some things pop up at the bottom, and it might say on there, where it's coming from. But TikTok, I finally got allowed to be put on. Let's just put it that way. You have to apply for it and be approved and verified because they want to make sure that it's real people doing real things. So I don't know, a little interesting. I've been actually kicked off of YouTube the last 2, maybe 3 times that I've gone live on there for I don't even want to say it because basically I don't want to be kicked off and banned, but bullying and harassing is what the comments were. So I got put in adult 10-minute timeout on TikTok. So I'm curious how that works with Restream, whether or not I'll even know about it, but we'll figure out what happens. I mean, Howard, if you're not pushing the envelope, I don't know what to tell you. It's not what I'm saying. And the interesting thing about that, if you actually go back and watch the transcripts and watch what happened while I was on YouTube doing it, I might have been reading the information from someone in the chat, or I'm reading an article, or I'm reading something out there, and I'm just letting you know what's going on. That's the whole synopsis of it. But the AI generated computer that's watching me goes, oh my gosh, you use too many buzzwords. You can't say that because you're harassing or bullying. So, I mean, overall, I get it to the point where, do I want to say freedom of speech is dead? But no. It's one of those things. I get it. When you stream together too many buzzwords, let's say, that's it. So one thing I do know, though, because I actually posted 2 videos now to TikTok, both of which got community guideline violations. And I'm not knocking TikTok. That's fine. I'm just telling you why this is happening. And both times I submitted, an appeal to it. And both times now I've been won, I guess, for lack of a better word. I won. They flipped it on and they allowed me to go through with it. Now, when I say that, let's just look at this, the kind of the count that I got going on. Let me look at a few things. It was, yeah. I mean, I'm TikTok, it's 888, 466, 484, 263, 5,162, 304. And then that one, 17. It hasn't hit at all. They haven't done anything with it. They've absolutely knocked it down. And that was the whole thing. So I don't know. It is what it is on there. It's been much better. Well, Tyrone, good to see you on here. Your comment, interesting, but all right. MAGA Trump is Trump. Okay, very cool. Hey, good to see you from Korea. That's nice. Thanks for checking in from Korea. Wow, actually, I don't think we've ever had anybody from Korea, so that's funny. That's it. And I'm just curious, why are you for Trump in Korea? And I mean, that's a real question. I'm not saying anything else. I just actually really want to know, because obviously he's our president. You can't have him. But at the same time, what are you seeing over in Korea? So that's really cool. Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Report Police's Prosperity Lounge. Yeah, I mean, Oh, and here's the funny thing about that same exact one that I did. So like the same one that got community guideline violation. Let's look at Instagram right now. So on Instagram, oh, it's only up to 28,500 views. So 28,500 views on Instagram, 17 on TikTok. Yeah. If you go to Facebook and look at that same one, if I could actually hit the button, let's look at that and see what that would be. So, because imagine, so 28,500 versus 17, and then that one hit Insights. Oh, look at that. 21,952. So basically 22,000. So, oh, I don't know, simple math. That's what, 50,000 views between Facebook and Instagram. 50,000 views with Facebook and Instagram. But don't worry, I got 17 on TikTok. I mean, oh boy. So let's look at YouTube though. And if you haven't seen on YouTube, please do it. If you haven't seen the same short on YouTube, yeah, I got 30. I got 30 views. And for purposes, I usually get about 500 to 800 on YouTube. So when I get 30, I mean, you look at the other videos before it, I mean, they're all up there. So yeah, that's the whole thing. Howard says truth channels are always at a disadvantage on these platforms, some more than others. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. For God. All right. Tyrone, I wasn't sure about the David Duke one, but okay. So appreciate that. Trump is our president. Pray for godly guidance. Pray for peace. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. And that's the thing. You make it, Tyrone, a good comment, because that's the idea. You pray for good guidance, coming from above and all that. And that's where we're at right now. Like, I think at this point, you can pretty much easily tell that he's not overly religious, but at the same time, he does what's best for what he thinks it is. Now, whether you agree or disagree, that's up to you. But at the same time, that's why he was elected to do it. So it's a very interesting thing to put that together on that one. So good. Anyway, welcome to the chat. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you haven't done that already. Actually, we've already hit 10 minutes, so that's great. But I think that's with the 3-minute intro, though. So make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe. When you do that, we'll bring some other people in too as well, and then hopefully we can get a good conversation going. So with that, I'm going to say cheers to you. And give me a minute. And I appreciate it. So, of course, now I just took my stupid coaster and I put it somewhere else because I didn't like it because it was so messed up. But now my table's all messed up. So imagine that. All right. Anyway, problems we're having. I'm looking at my other desk at the other time. Where it's sitting at, where it should not be. Anyway, what's happening out in the world? So this week we did some things. I've been dealing with a lot of local. I've been dealing with a lot of local people in my area, and it's kind of funny because I'm putting things out. And I did a video yesterday. This is about local politics, and the whole video is about the difference between local politics and national politics or world politics, and just in general. And I did it yesterday. I did it in one take, which is abnormal actually, and I didn't have to edit it. And I haven't watched it back yet though. Actually, Prosperity Line, if you're still here, we need to talk because I want you to see this video before I put it out. But basically what I'm dealing with on this local politics level is a bunch of people who don't know me at all. Okay. I mean, I'm just, I ain't hard to find. Let's put it that way. I don't make myself hard to find. And they're coming out and they're like, oh, well, we know what's best. And I'm like, who the f are you? Like, who are you to tell me what's best? I'm like, all right, cool. And then even that point, we got to that moment where I'm like, all right, cool. Let's go meet. Let's go sit down and have a chat. Let's go talk. Come to a town meeting. Let's go sit down and, city council. It's called different here, but I'll just say for out there, let's go sit down and we'll have a conversation. You want to talk to them directly? Let's do it. And nothing. And then they spin and then they pivot and they jump off and they, of course, Teflon, they jumps off of them. And I'm just like, oh, F yourself, man. Come on. Like, seriously, what if you don't have a conversation, don't start a conversation. So anyway, it's one of those things. I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed, but I'm going to have a good time tonight. Hey, still Derek, welcome to the chat. Good to see you. As always, all politics is local. That's why Tip O'Neill was great. Good point. Okay, so there is that old saying, that basically, even if you don't pay attention to politics, politics pays attention to you. Tip O'Neill, Ronald Reagan, fantastic relationship. They would bicker, fight, everything on camera in the chambers and all the back and forth and do all that stuff. But at the same time, it was like they went out for drinks afterwards. And I think they're both Irish. They always joke about their heritage and that kind of thing. And they had a great list. And that's what it should be. Should be. Steel Derek, you are exactly right. That's what it should be. Wish it was. But then again, there's a good thing a guy named David Page. He came in, a friend of mine. He did a video with us. We're about to do a second video with him as well. He just released his second book, and I'm reading it. I wanted to read the book before I was able to do it. But he talks a lot about that, about how the way things work now in 2026, everything is videotaped. And then, of course, everything gets portrayed on the news in 3 to 10, the 30-second bits. So if anything, you're really just auditioning for your time in the spotlight, that you can say, hey, oh, there it is. That's the radio edit that we needed. That's the one that we had to hit. But it's different than it was pre-internet, pre-cameras, pre-phones and all that. Because you could be friends, but in private, but in public, it's different. But now it's kind of like everything 100% is public because there's a camera everywhere. There's a hidden microphone somewhere. And I'm not talking about Watergate. I'm talking, something hidden. I'm talking, there's just always a camera, always a microphone on everybody. So you can't do it. But I mean, could you imagine? I mean, put together the, Jerry Nadler and Jim Jordan together, I mean, that'd be that should be pay-per-view. It's really, really should do. And just let them go off, I like the fact that, Gavin Newsom's getting torn up by everybody, Nick Shirley and all that. And even Joe Rogan laying into him and be like, no, dude, you're just done. I want more of that, but whether or not we will or not. So, yep. Let's see. Prosperity. Yep. They all talk about you, but never talk to you. Exactly. Yeah, I know. Right. They all talk about you. Yeah. Yeah, I had to shut that crap down. I don't know if they responded yet on that one. But anyway, him and I know what we're talking about on that one. Is an inside thing. But think locally, act locally. It's where the rubber hits the road. Exactly, Howard. It is exactly right. It's funny. When you say rubber hits the road, it's kind of an old saying. But my grandfather would always tell people, we used to drive motorcycles when he was alive all the time. I still drive, but now, or ride. We used to ride motorcycles. And when we were leaving, he'd always tell somebody, he'd be like, all right, keep the rubber side down. And they would be like, what? So that's a Ralph Walkerism. If you ever want to use that, Howard, when you're talking to another motorcycle person, just tell them, keep the rubber side down. So anyway, that's my little inside joke. Still, Derek, that mail-in voting in California is rigged. Got to pass voter ID. Okay, so thank you, Steel Derek. So what I learned from my TikTok escapade, I can't use fraudulent elections, or you can't use the hashtag election fraud. Sorry, hashtag election fraud. You can't use that. I'm probably going to get like a little star in a minute. Can't do that on TikTok. So what people have been doing now is they're saying what was exactly the with the current conditions of the election in California. So that's the way to get around it. That there's some of that ways to do it. There's a current situation going on with the election in California. That's completely means fraudulent election. That's what that's to. So when you're typing stuff and doing all that, you got to do the asterisks, you got to put the plus signs and the ampersand and all that, just in order to get past their AI guardians. But I don't know. That was pretty funny to me how that played out. I did do a video and it looks like it's doing okay, not terrible, but the $70 billion for the illegal immigration, all the money going to ICE, Customs Border Patrol, and it's going to help kids too as well. It's going to be helping kids in order to either stop trafficking, basically. Again, I don't want to use the language, but to stop trafficking. So that passed in the House. Now, it passed in the Senate. It passed in the Senate. Now it's going to the House, which you would imagine in today's world, it will be passed in the House, and then it'll go to President Trump's desk. But yeah, $70 billion immigration enforcement. It funds ICE all the way till 2029, till the end of Trump's reign on there. So it passed 52 to 47, basically along party lines. except for Murkowski from Alaska. She voted no for whatever reason. Who knows what they do up there. But then I actually had a fortunate interview and conversation with a lady named Sherry Garrett. She's joined us on a few times. And we did a Moms Protecting Kids and why voting is important. And that's pretty much all we're talking about right now on this whole thing. So a couple comments there. Yes. All right, Donald Whalen, welcome to the chat. Good to see you. Make them do an audit. The Democrats will cheat every chance they get. Yeah, they're not even hiding either. Pray first. Welcome back, buddy. Good to see you here. As always, pray first. I love seeing you on here. But yeah, back to Donald's comment there. I mean, talking about the current condition of the election, because I can't say fraudulent election. I get banned on TikTok. But they had that 24,000 vote drop. Did you guys see that? I mean, I don't do the due diligence to figure it out, but when I see it enough times, like, I'm going to believe it. I know that's terrible to say, but at the same time, nothing surprises me about this whole thing. Okay. Nothing surprised me. And even if it's like a hint of truth, even like half of it is a lie, even if 3/4 of it is a lie, it's still absolutely horrible. But supposedly there was like 24,000 ballots that came in. 0 were for Spencer Pratt. Like 0. Statistically impossible. It's like 1 in like 3,700 trillion times that would happen. And so, you know, I hope it's, and Donald Whalen, to your point, I hope it's not even an audit. I hope that they actually just find it right now. Like, forget auditing it. Like, just make sure it works. Because Spencer Pratt was getting 30% of the vote on election night. And then you're going to tell me, like, and I agree. I in all fairness, I agree that the mail-in ballots are going to lean Democrat. I agree with that 100%. Just the way it is statistically, like, you got people, they're out there signing, whether it's legal or not, different story. But mail-in ballots are going to go that way only because that's the way that they decided to vote. Leave it as you want to with that one. But when you're talking about 30% and then he gets 0, no, it doesn't pass the smell test for sure. Not at all. Stuart, good to see you here. As always, I couldn't say elections are rigged anywhere unless that is proven to be in court. The Democrats winning big in California is the norm, and I don't see that changing. Oh, Stuart. Okay, first off, Stuart's a big fan of this channel, and I love Stuart. Thank you. He's one of the best one-liners out there. Did you watch my other videos about why California could change? Actually, but why California? What did I write? It was can he win and will California change? So it's 23 minutes. It's kind of long. This is for everybody, not just Stuart, but everybody. I wrote it on there about why you need to go watch and how he can win and why people are pissed off. I went through a lot of the stuff. And I did a different video about California to flip red ? Again, 12 minutes. So watch that one. It's only got 45 views, but it's one of those things where I go through all of it and say exactly that, like why the Republicans should be winning in there. Good. I'm glad you did, Stuart. So I want to make sure you did say it. You do watch my stuff. I appreciate it. But I did go through there about why the Republicans were set to do this. I mean, Republicans have won in the past, going back. I mean, it's 20 years ago when Schwarzenegger was governor. So, I mean, you had that going for him. Obviously, Reagan back in the 80s, which is a long time ago. But it was at one time. Hell, Tennessee was blue at one time until it became a huge red. So where is just that point where you're just like, okay, we've had enough. Either we're not going to vote, or number 2, we're going to vote for the Republicans. I mean, we're seeing that in New York City, which I don't think they've really felt the effects yet. But if you're not watching what's happening in Seattle with Katie Wilson, I think it's Wilson, Katie Wilson, the mayor, the dumbwitted Democratic Socialist of Seattle, and all of the companies that are leaving. Microsoft just left. Amazon left. I'm sorry. Microsoft didn't leave, but they pulled their convention, their yearly convention that they do there. They pulled it out of there. I don't think I did a video. I think I was watching videos about that. I did one about the CCTV cameras, but that was it. But people are seriously leaving Seattle. And you just look at that and go, when's that tipping point? When is that moment where you're like, all right, yeah, we messed up. Yeah, like yeah, it's wrong. It's completely wrong. So those are interesting things to watch. We're going to follow up on those and do a few things going forward on that one. Not says, hopefully you have started to see a jump in your hours watched. I put 3 accounts on it and played all of your playlists. Thank you, Not Thank you very much. I appreciate it. That's cool. That's cool. I hope it go. I don't know how it all works with the like watch hours because what's the word? I think it says like qualified watch hours. So I don't know if you running it, but hey, keep doing it for whatever you do. I do appreciate that, Not Man. I'm telling you right now, guys, we don't know each other. We've only been chatting for months now or whatever on these lives. I love you guys, man. And I hope we have a chance to meet someday down the road. So that's really cool. I do appreciate that one. Steel Derek says Fetterman will drop the hoodie for a suit if Plattner didn't send bad pictures. Yeah, okay. So if you're not familiar with that, he's talking about Graham Plattner, I was going to say it, but the World War II loser endorsed person from Maine. And he is right now at odds with John Fetterman out of Pennsylvania, Senator Fetterman. Fetterman's like, dude, this guy's a moron. Like he's I should say. He said he's a bad guy. I forgot what language he actually used, but he said this guy is not right. And coming from Fetterman, that's very interesting. But but from another Democrat to call out another Democrat, that one's an interesting one too. So kind of to figure that one out, but going on. And it would be nice to see him in an actual suit, but at the same, and he has done it. He has done. And originally I wanted Dr. Oz to win Pennsylvania, over Fetterman. But now that Fetterman's in, fine, he won fair and square. He's actually a pretty darn good ally of the Republicans. And honestly, I can see why he got elected because he's common sense. Like he calls his balls and strikes and he says exactly what's on his mind. And I dig that. Whether I agree with him is different. But again, same with Donald Trump. Like you could disagree with him or agree with him, but he's doing what he thinks is best. So there is that. And it doesn't matter what you personally think about him, just because you have a different idea. So that is interesting, though. We might talk about that here in a little bit, too. Notabots' claims about Los Angeles mayoral candidate Spencer Pratt receiving 0 mail-in votes in a recent election ballot drop were based on a brief data reporting delay. Okay, so does that mean that was true or not then? What am I reading that? Claims about Los Angeles receiving 0 mail-in votes in a recent election ballot drop were based on a brief data reporting delay. So, okay. So is that true or not though? You lost me on that thing. And again, Notabot's been a fan for a while, so I appreciate that too. Holy crap. I'm realizing I'm way behind in the chat. I'm sorry. I just realized that. Socialist equals communist. Let's not kid ourselves. Exactly. Joshua, welcome to the chat here. Yeah. 100%. 100%. Yeah. And if not, they're freaking cousins. If anything else, look at the IDs. You need to vote. It's a joke. Exactly. So still Derek. Hey, Riot. Good to see you on here as usual. Hey. And then initial update. An automated data. Okay. So this is about the question I asked. An automated data feed pulled from the Los Angeles County website by media outlets momentarily updated totals for some candidates, but not all. Subsequent update a short time later. Okay. So what was the update short time later though? So did it come back to the same thing? So, want to make sure I can read this comment on here. So Tyrone says, remember the joke about the boy selling kittens Ronald Reagan shared with us, Democrat kittens and Republican kittens. Honestly, Tyrone, I remember something about that, but I don't remember. I don't remember what it was, honestly. So I don't know, maybe copy and paste and put that in there. I mean, Reagan had a whole bunch of freaking amazing lines and comments and everything else. So no, I don't remember the kitten one, though. All right, so put that in. We'll come back to that one. Not about some sources like the Associated Press and Reuters fact check have confirmed the data relay delay and debunked the claims of 0 vote ballot. Okay, good. As misinterpretation of a technical reporting lag. So basically, we caught them at that point, and they're like, oh, no, it's a technical reporting lag. Yeah, okay. All right. Then don't forget the reporting lag that said that like after like 4 or 5 or 6 hours or whatever else, there were more votes to count than were previously. Like all of a sudden they got more votes to count. Yeah. Fun fact, the greatest song today was ever. Okay, what is this? The greatest song ever released on Earth as of today was released on July 7th, 1967. This is why 6-7. Remember, 7767. Anybody have an answer for that? Other than Pray First, of course. What is the greatest song released in 1967? I don't know. I'm guessing Beatles, but I have no ideas. All right, put that in there. Oh, written by John and Paul. I did not read that until I actually thought that. So I'm thinking the Beatles. Not that I'm a big one. 3 days after Independence Day of 67 and 3 years before the Summer of Love 69. I don't know. Hey, Allison, welcome to the chat. You are on Facebook. We'll get back to that because I want to come back. I want to go before I miss Stuart's comments on here. My thoughts in California flipping are not as optimistic as yours. Yeah, sorry about that. Don't worry. The numbers are just not there, and the people who lean that way have left the state. Yeah, that's a good point. There are a lot of people, including myself, that have left too. Although I got family and friends there though that are diehard Republicans, and you know, a lot of times they have not been voting, but I know that they're voting like now going forward. So anyway, we can welcome Allison Helton, Allison Eagle emoji. If you don't know her, she's the one that does the final Fridays of the month wrap up. We do the dinner party. We started the buffoons in the news. So welcome here. And Allison, I said it earlier. I have my second community violation on TikTok. I'm actually live on TikTok right now. If you guys are watching from that on my Restream platform that I had to actually get approved for on there, which I got, but I can't see anything. So every time I've gone live on TikTok though, which is like 4 times now, I've gotten suspended for 10 minutes. I got put in adult timeout because I was bullying and harassing somewhere on there. So Allison, we'll have to talk about that later on, but yeah, TikTok. Anyway, all right. Seal Derek says Biden's book coming out in September. It's a good thing, American Pie. Wait. What's the name of the title? September is good. What's the name of? Is that the title name? Good thing, American Pie, or something? What's the name of Biden's book? Is that the one that he couldn't remember writing and everything too? Or don't forget John Bolton. If you want to talk about books being put out, John Bolton. I did a short about him. If you're not familiar who he is, he basically worked for Reagan and George H.W. Bush and worked for Trump in the first term. Well, he just got, found guilty, or at least he plea dealed. I'm sorry, he plea dealed down to a thing. He'll pay over $2 million, supposedly spend a couple of years in jail, which that probably won't happen. But yeah, that was a very interesting about John Bolton. And the whole reason that he got caught is because he came out with a book. And everyone's like, wait a minute, we're reading your book. And like, how do you know that information? Like, wait, how do you, like, where'd you get that stuff from? And they're like, that information was never made public. So here is the guy trying to do something to write a book. So I'm curious what Biden will actually need on there. So, all right. So Pray First is the best song ever. Was All We Need Is Love. Love. The greatest song of all. I don't know. Put it in the comments. Let me know what you think. Is All We Need Is Love. Is that the greatest song of all time? That's interesting. I'd have to hear it again. I don't know. Tyrone, a newcomer. Tyrone says the boy said they was Democrats till their eyes were open. Then they were Republicans. After eyes was open, it was funny. Okay. All right. So this is about the kittens. The boy said that there was Democrats till their eyes were open. Then they were Republicans. Okay, I slightly vaguely remember that. That is funny then. All right, so we'll have to look at that one and bring that up, Tyrone. Yeah, I usually don't flip off of this like some people maybe do, but I usually just stay on the whole thing. But that's fun. I'm gonna write that down though. I'm gonna check that out. I mean, you want to talk about being woke? There you go. Reagan was woke before woke was cool. Reagan kittens. I'm gonna write that down. By the way, guys, I take notes just to what we talked about, and then kind of things I don't know about, and then I'll go back later on. So I was trying to watch a few things. God, if you guys remember the Joe Rogan, James Tallarico thing, I tried watching that. Oh my God, it was terrible. I turned it off after like 23 minutes. I need to go back to it, but I couldn't. Anyway, Allison got a restriction today. Congratulations. Beatles, yep, good. No, that was the ones... That was the song that came out. Wow. And then Abdul, whatever that is, says, am I gay? No, I am not. Happily married, 23 years happily married. So anyway, cheers to you guys for that one. So, oh yeah. But anyway, those restrictions on TikTok are always Always a good time. Let me just put it that way. So it is what it is. But a couple other videos I did. Let's see. Actually, Allison, I don't know if you know Allison, but I did do the 4 videos that we did from our hour and a half that we taped. I put it in 4 different segments. So that was cool. But man, and about the Knicks too. That was kind of the interesting thing as well. So the lifelong fan that I did about Donald Trump being a Knicks fan. So I put that out there, 7 minutes. But yeah, that was cool. That, I mean, the Knicks are up 2-0, I think. Are they playing tonight? No, I think they play. I don't know. Let me know when the Knicks and the Spurs play. I'm hoping the Spurs can come back. They beat Thunder after coming back. So that's kind of interesting how that plays out. But as soon as you buy a house, you become a Republican, says Steel Derek. Pretty much, yeah. And also, too, as soon as you get your first paycheck, your actual real paycheck, and you look at the taxes being taken out, and you're like, where are my taxes going? Yeah, that's when you become too. Reggae dance. Gay equals happy reggae dance. Okay. All right, Allison, what was your restriction? My restriction was for talking about the California election drama. Yes, in response, I posted the video to every single platform on. Okay, so you missed it. Quick, Allison, so quick follow-up. You can't use election fraud. That's what I got. It's exactly what my thing was for too, as well. You got to say the current situation with the election in California. You got to change the words. So here's the interesting thing. We were doing the math, and I got like 28,000 views on Instagram and 22,000 on Facebook. So basically 50,000 views between Facebook and Instagram. And after they released it, I got 17 on TikTok. 17. Yep. And then YouTube is no better. I think I have like 30. What did I say? 30 or something like that. I mean, something ridiculously, double digit number. It was stupid. So yeah, 50,000 over here, but only did this much over here. So yeah. Anyway, fun stuff on that one. Tomorrow night in New York. Okay. So was it a 1-1? Or how did they play the series? So they're playing in New York tomorrow night? Because, I mean, what? They played the first night. No, actually, I'm sorry. No, you're right. Shoot, the Spurs were ranked higher. So they would have played in San Antonio twice. Wow. So the Knicks won twice in San Antonio. That's huge. I mean, they talk about freaking pulling stuff out. So now they're going back to New York. And I hope Trump's there. I hope he is. And I hope Mamdani's there. And I hope Mamdani was like, oh, I don't want to talk to Trump. Because I think it's hilarious. But wow, that's interesting. Wow, the Knicks. No way. Anyway, if you guys want to continue talking about basketball, that's fine. But I don't know if you want to do it. Hey, one other idea for a video I'm going to do. I did this a while back, a month ago or something. It was about the redistricting going on, especially in Tennessee is what I was talking about, but about how, people of a certain, if you're a certain, whatever, input whatever you want, a certain race, a certain color, a certain religion, male or female, you put in anything you want. Are you only allowed to vote for people like yourself? That was my thing. What was my video called? My video was called Only Represented by Race, ? Is what I did. I did it 3 weeks ago. And should your representative only look like you? The reason I bring this up, because right now what's happening in Florida, if you're watching Florida, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, if you don't know who that is, if I remember correctly, she was the DNC chair for that or something. I probably, again, I haven't done the video yet. It's one of my ideas, but Debbie Wasserman Schultz, you guys know who that is? Wasserman Schultz. So anyway, she's going to be running in a primarily black district in Florida. So she is represented. She's an American politician serving as the U.S. representative for Florida's 25th congressional district, first elected to Congress in 2004. She was the chair of the Democratic National Party from 2011 until her resignation in 2026 or 2016. Yeah. So that's what I thought. So what's happening is she, at this point, after Florida redistrict, she is running for a spot in a primarily black district. And people are coming out and saying that, hey, we only want to have a black representative in our district. So sorry, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, you can no longer represent us. And I thought, oh my God, this is it. Democrats are eating themselves. at that point. They are seriously just eating themselves. They are coming in and saying, oh no, we don't want to look like you, be like you, talk like you, and we're going to do something. We're going to segregate ourselves. So it's a very interesting topic. She does ramen noodle hair. Oh, Allison, come on. We're better than that. We can't make fun of people. That's something. I guess you could. I can't do it, but I think that's very telling of what's happening though with identity politics, identity, anything, DEI, anything at all. When you have something like that and you're out there, I mean, how do you fight that? You just say, no, I want to represent you. Sorry that I'm white. I mean, no, like that's no. So I'm going to do a video about this one. I don't know. I haven't researched it, so I don't know how long it'll be, but it's just one of those things where this is what we're happening. This is the Democrat side now. So don't worry about merit. Don't worry about qualifications. Don't worry about experience. Just worry about the color of somebody's skin. Yeah. So that's an interesting thing. Hey, welcome to the chat, Sherry. I just mentioned our video we did not too long ago. Yes, we can make fun of people, right, Allison? Yeah, that's cool. Sherry and Allison know each other, but yeah, you asked if I would vote for someone who didn't look like me. I can't vote for someone who has ramen noodle hair. That's good. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything. I'm happily married for 23 years. My wife has straight hair, so I'm just saying, but I will let you women do that one. Anyway, Leo, welcome to the chat. The King of Jamaica here. Oh, fun fact today, where the killer of Henry Nowak got. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. All right, so Henry Nowak, the kid that got. Well, hopefully everybody knows who Henry Nowak is. I don't want to. It's the guy from UK that got accused of the thing and got stabbed. Okay, so I don't want to say too much again. I don't want to be kicked off for community violation. Okay, so. The guy did it, got attacked in prison with boiling hot water and sugar. Such a shame. He lived though. I'm actually kind of glad he lived. I'm actually glad for all the things going on. I'm actually glad. There'll probably be more than that. And just saying that is interesting. Thanks for bringing that to my attention, Leo. God, what a horrible situation that was, or is. It still is. It still is. I can't believe that. And I'm wondering though. I am wondering how that's going to change. I would say politics or just everything in day-to-day life in the UK. We can't do that. Especially policing. You cannot do that, obviously. So, rough stuff. Sherry, thank you. My wife is lovely. Thank you. Appreciate it. Anyway, Iran at it again with the ballistic missiles. Trump asking Israel to stand down. Broward County, she famous for having to step down for Democratic chair. Yeah, that's why I knew she was a Democratic chair. She did have to step down. Yeah, going to Iran. I have not been following a lot, but I think it's kind of leaving the news cycle a little bit because there's so much confusion. But yeah, they keep freaking sending stuff. Like, what are you doing? And they attack Kuwait again or something like that? Like, so much for a ceasefire. The biggest thing is about Israel and Hezbollah going to Lebanon. And if that's still the case, like there's a problem there. Yeah. So oh, Broward County in Florida, isn't that the one that had the high school that was hit? And then like they waited, and then like the one dude, officer or whatever, went to the barber shop and got they ran in there and saved the day. Is that the same Broward County? Wasn't like everybody fired that was involved with that? So that was the interesting thing. But yeah, Trump is asking to stand down. I do feel that he is getting a lot of pressure from everywhere. To end or do something with the Iran war. So that's kind of unfortunate. People are getting a lot of impatience to make it happen, gas prices, everything else. And yeah, I think it's a hard thing. So Mohammed, welcome, Mohammed. Good to see you. Where are you at in the world today? You're not in Turkey, are you? Germany? I forget where you were flying to or whatever else, but hey, good to see you, Mohammed. It's probably 4:30, 5 in the morning, 5 or 6 in the morning there. Hey, we had a girl from Korea on. I assume it's a girl. I don't know. We had a girl from Korea on here earlier. I don't know what happened to her, if she's still here, but she checked in. I asked her why she liked Trump, and she hadn't got back to us. But it's fun when we get international people, which happens quite often. So Mohammed's one of our regulars that comes on here. We had that girl. We've had a few people from UK around, that kind of thing going forward. And it's just fun to ask them what they think about things. You know, why do they even know about certain stuff? So it's kind of cool when that all plays out. Yeah. So anyway, look at that. But yeah, Leo says the people who cry victim are in modern society. The attacker, it's sheep's and wolf clothing. Yeah. When was the last time you heard of the right attack the left? Yeah. I mean, that's the whole thing. And that's the disgusting truth about it. I mean, you always hear, it's like one of those things. Whenever there's an incident and something happens, they try and point to like, oh, it's a, you know, it's a Second Amendment thing. Oh, we need to stop the Second Amendment. Well, no. Now they're like, oh, well, he was a Trump supporter, you know. Oh, Jussie Smollett, those guys, they had the Trump hats and they yelled, "This is MAGA country." You're like, okay, Smollett, yeah, that's what happens. Let's in the middle of the night when you're getting Subway. So you see this repetitive thing where it's the boy who cries wolf. They keep saying, well, no, that guy, you know, that guy was a Trump supporter. Don't worry, the guy that was involved with Charlie Kirk, oh no, you know, he was really like a normal guy. He had nothing mentally wrong about him. And then you find out, oh, his boyfriend was trans. And you're like, oh, I didn't know that. Didn't know his boyfriend was trans. He seemed like a normal guy. So we just assumed he was a Trump supporter. Yeah, no, there's always a problem. So yeah, the people who cry victim are typically the problems for sure. And they need to, and they need to be called out on that. They really do overall, but let's just hope this week we can avoid any other problems or dust ups, I guess I'll say. I don't know. It's definitely a hard thing. Let's see what else we got going on that we talked about. Like I said, I'm trying to doing 2 shorts a day. Sometimes it's really hard. I don't know. Leo says all attacks since the 60s were from the left or communist. I mean, I'd have to research that, Leo, but you haven't steered me wrong yet, so I'd probably agree with that one. Oh yeah, that one short though, it's at 30 views. Remember the one that hit 50,000 between Instagram and Facebook? On YouTube, it's 30. Yeah, 30. Yeah, so make sure you guys go watch that, so that way it gets more views. But I talked about Maine. Oh, the law in Mississippi. Did you guys see that? Zelensky is in UK begging for money. Yeah, what? I don't know. That's good. Allison does. If you haven't watched Allison Eagle Emoji on TikTok and Instagram, so it's Allison and then actual Eagle Emoji on there, and she does a lot of international stuff, which is what I don't typically do. So that is interesting. He's always begging for money. But what I was going to say though, there's a new law that's going to, well, it's being debated right now in the Supreme Court. So it was brought, and I shouldn't say debated. Let me use the correct words. It went to court in November of 2025. It was October, November. They heard everything. And then they just decided to move the actual, what's the legal term they're talking about? The verdict. They're going to be announcing it by the end of June. So they have more deliberations about it. And then they're going to announce the announcement before June. What it does, what this law, so the state of Mississippi, actually the Republican National, no. Anyway, the Republicans came out. I did the video, I should know. And they basically said, we need election day to be election day. Okay. So if you don't get your votes in, and this is the problem we're seeing in California in this current situation with the voting, is if they're not in by that day, and I'm not talking postmarked or anything else, if they're not sitting opened and ready to go by, let's just say 8 o'clock of the day that election day ends, then it won't be counted. It won't be counted. And that will affect 14 to 15 different states and areas across the country, because no more of this California where it's election month. Like, oh no, we still have some votes to count. They're still coming in by the truckload. We didn't, we don't know where from, but they're coming in. So it is, it's a big deal. It actually is a big deal. So the verdict will come out at the end of June. And then we'll kind of see what's playing out with that. Because if they do come in and say, hey, the Supreme Court of the United States says you have to have an election day and that's all you get, everybody's going to change. And that's going to be a major, major hit. You talk about the SAVE Act, you can talk about everything else. It'll probably go exactly how we would think it would be. And so cheers to the Supreme Court for taking that up, and cheers for them to hitting that up. So, by the way, we're over 45 minutes. If you guys are here for the first time, make sure you like and subscribe. Hit the thumbs up button for me. It helps out a lot of the channel. do whatever you do on TikTok and everything else. But again, we're on TikTok, Facebook, Rumble, and YouTube right now live. So it's really cool to be able to put that together on that one. But you can also follow us on X and on True Social as well. So a lot of stuff going on. Think about it, though. When was the last time you saw a Christian attack because of their religion? Yeah. I mean, what? Probably the Dark Ages. Probably the what do you call that? Shoot. Yes, but yes, probably. Exactly. I mean, and that's a whole theological thing we could talk about, why that is and that kind of thing. Love thy neighbor and all that stuff. But there's a certain point where just like, we can't have the extremes on it. But Mohammed's in Glasgow. Okay, Ireland. Oh, Ireland. Oh, shit. All right. It's just past midnight. The Irish are lovely, warm people. Always love it here. Mohammed's an interpreter, so he flies all around the world. And so, Ireland now, though. I didn't know you're in Ireland. But, yeah, you do get around, don't you? Shit, man. That's cool. That's cool. VHS guy, welcome back. Good to see you. All right, cool. It's great when I see the same names pop up. I love it. I feel like a connection. And obviously, I'm doing a decent job if you're going to continue coming back. So, VHS guy. All right. So, since the 90s, data indicates that the political right has been significantly worse in terms of the frequency, lethality, and volume of domestic terrorist attacks and ideological motivated homicides. Stop using big words. Stop. Plus, it keeps moving. By the way, that if you've never done a live on your own, like the words pop up that I'm reading, but then again, if someone else comments, it moves. So it's like I got to track it. So it's not that I can't read. It moves on me. So anyway, sorry, VHS guy. I want to make sure I get this out. But since the 90s, data indicates the political right has been significantly worse in terms of frequency, lethality, and volume of domestic terrorist attacks. And ideology. Are you saying something different though? Are you saying that they're worse as in they cause more things? See, you lost me. I mean, welcome to the chat. I'm very excited you're here, but you lost me on that one. So are you saying that they're significantly worse in terms of they do it more? Follow up on that one. Let me know. Steel Derek says in California, what's mail-in ballots? Then the people need the voting rolls in each town. That is true. That is true. I mean, you got to count. And we've seen that across the country. I mean, probably before 2020, but basically when 2020 was hitting, let's just say you got 100 people in your town or whatever, and like 105 people vote. And you're like, how did that even happen? It's not even physically possible. So yeah, that's interesting. Glasgow is in Scotland. Okay. Always mix up to these two. I guess when you're traveling that much, Mohammed, you don't even know where you're at. So that's pretty funny, but yeah. I would blame it on the autocorrect. I would just be like, I typed it right and then it corrected. But anyway, what is worse, Unit 731 or 1, the human vivisections of of Hierapolis? Domestic is different. All right, so Leo, you're killing me on that one. Unit 731. Is that a thing? Is Unit 731 a thing? I don't know, but all right, domestic is different though. Yeah, is that in response to the other thing I talked about, VHS? I don't know. Figure that one. Anyway, hold on a minute. I'm going to switch my drink. I was drinking liquor. I'm not sure I liked it. I'm going to go back to beer. So let's have some fun tonight. Not my favorite beer, but it's still a good beer, Yuengling. And the data comes from Russia. Well, if it came from Russia, you can trust Russia. So, Steel Derek says, hope you're playing golf over there, right? Yeah, in Scotland or wherever you're at. Yeah, exactly. That's funny. That is funny. Define an attack. Plus, are all attacks on the same level? Good question. So, Mohammed, good question, Mohammed. VHS, let me know what your details on that one, because he's right. I mean, shoot, I can't use this language because I don't want to be community guideline, but what is a mass casualty? Is it over 5 or something like that? And does that include the actual person that started it? That's what I want to know. All right. So Leo says Unit 731. But so Mohammed, it's a valid question. What does qualify? And that's the thing about statistics. Statistics, you can change anything you want to and be like, oh, well, mass attack is 1,000 people, versus 10 or 5 or whatever else. So that's a good question. VHS, follow up with that one. I'm curious. But Leo, this Unit 731 is nuts. All right. So what is Unit 31? Do I want to look? 731. Oh man, all right. He wasn't kidding. Leo never let me wrong. Chemical and Biological Warfare Research and Development Unit of the Imperial Japanese Army from 1935 to 1945. So basically World War II. Unit 731, officially known as the Manchu Detachment 731, and also referred to as the Kamo Detachment and as the Ishii Unit, was a secret research facility operated by the Imperial Japanese Army. Well, I said that already. It's just repeating itself. In the Japanese puppet state of Manchukuo, and maintained multiple branches across mainland China and Southeast Asia. All right. I have to look that up. Secret research facility. Oh, yeah. Japan's Human Experimental Lab. Biological Warfare Unit conducted gruesome tests on Chinese and other captives during World War II. Learn about their atrocities such as vivisection, which I don't know, that frostbite. Oh, that sucks. And gas chamber experiments. Well, fun. Leo, you are fun of all bunch of stuff tonight. Let me just put it that way. So that's good. I'm going to look that one up. I mean, I know that was a lot of stuff. Tricona beer is from Hawaii. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Okay. Are you from Hawaii still, Derek? I thought you were from like Massachusetts or something. Pray first. What happened to you? I didn't know you left. I see. I don't know when people leave or not. So I don't know. No, because of the date. Russia has the largest land mass, but in America. Interesting. Oh, so he was talking worldwide. I got you. Yeah. All right, so here we go. VHS, good answers. Higher fatalities. Right-wing extremists have caused over 500 deaths since 1990 compared to 78 by left-wing extremists. That's interesting. And then, of course, it comes down to like what would be left and right-wing on that one. More attacks between 1994 and 2020. The far right was responsible for 57% of all U.S. domestic terrorist attack plots. All right, so mass casualty, the vast majority of large-scale domestic terror events like the Oklahoma City bombing. Yes, that was horrible. I've been to that monument too. It's pretty hard to go into Oklahoma on that one. Charleston church shooting and the Buffalo massacre were tied to right-wing ideologies. I don't remember the Buffalo massacre. I don't remember that one. Buffalo massacre. Charleston. So what's the total on all those people though? Because I mean, Oklahoma City bombing, yeah, that was awful. I mean, hundreds of people died there. I can't remember exactly how many. I saw the stools. They have little chairs. The chairs are lined up depending on which floor that they are on in the building. They got a time. They basically have two arches, one, and then there's a reflecting pool in the middle. And the one time I can't remember the exact time. It was like whatever. I'm making it up, but like 11:01 and then 11:03. Well, 11:02 is when the bomb went off, and so it's this time period before and after and during. It's really kind of cool how Oklahoma City, they did a good job of that one. So that was hundreds, Charleston Church and all that. But then you look at it like, all right, my buddy was killed on that December 7th thing in San Bernardino. If you remember San Bernardino, California, Southern California, there was a shooting by a guy, and let's just say he wasn't American and he wasn't of Christian faith. And he went in there and shot up his business. It wasn't business, his company. There was that was a state or county run company as a water. They did water treatment, that kind of thing. And my buddy that I went to college with and fraternity brother was killed in that shooting. But that was like 10 or 12 by itself. And then you were talking about 1990. That was in 1998 or 9. So, oh no, I'm sorry. That was after that. It was after 2000. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. But I don't know. That is interesting. VHS, I mean, you're getting that from somewhere. I'd be curious to look at that. And that would be kind of a thing where you really got to sit down and plan all that. Yeah, Oklahoma was who? Was that a turkey symbol? No, Oklahoma was, I read the book. Shit, I have the book somewhere. I actually have the whole book. I read the thing about it. Hold on a minute. No. This is when I need a sidekick, Allison, so like I can do something different while I'm looking for something. Anyway, the Unabomber. Timothy McVeigh. That's who it is. That's who did it. But yeah. So anyway, I don't know. We were off topic. I'm gonna keep drinking. So But Spielberg's movie about the aliens is coming should be good. Okay, I don't know anything about Spielberg. That's interesting. What's that about, still, Derek? By the way, the human vivisections or is literally insane, like crazy. Okay, using words, I have no idea what those mean, so I do have to look at that. But more recent data can support left, but overall right is worse. Yeah, again, I would be curious. I'd be really curious to see on that one. And why'd you pick 1990? You know, why did they go back? I mean, I guess that's 30. I mean, they probably did that report 30 years ago from that, and they picked 30 years. But then you look at September 11th would be in there, though. We're still staying on this. September 11th, right wing, left wing. Which wing was a part of September 11th? Let's put it that way. And the Pentagon and the field in Pennsylvania. You know, where was that? Where does that play out in the whole thing? Mohammed, though, says there's a family in Yemen that moved to Saudi and became big on construction and real estate. They had a son that did different and many attacks worldwide. Oh, the family name Bin Laden. Interesting. Yeah. See, I mean, that's okay. That's exactly my point. Wow. See, just what that's exactly the thing. What was Bin Laden in right wing or left wing? Does he count? Does he fit? So VHS. You know, hey man, I'm with you, buddy. But at the same time, I'm like those don't add up. Something's wrong on the whole thing. But yes, not a bot. Thank you for reminding you guys. Hit the like button if you can. We are 1 minute away from 1 hour being live, so please hit the like button and subscribe. We actually have a decent crowd tonight, so hopefully you guys want something better than this. Let me know a topic you want to talk about. But thank you, Not About, for throwing that out. As always. So what is that date about that might have hurt people? Well, yeah. Again, I'm using language I don't want to use. I'm in the movie America Manhunt about the Boston Marathon. First group of people to see FBI picture of the bombers. So I'm in the movie America Manhunt about the Boston. Is that right? Okay. What was the other? They did a movie about that with Mark Wahlberg too. But yeah. First group of people to see the FBI. That's cool. Well, actually, it's not cool. I should say that's not cool, still, Derek, that you had to be there. But yes, I mean, it's good that you are in there. But anyway, I don't know where I'm going with that one. All right. Left wing and ISIS. Actually, hold on a minute. Allison's texting me right now. But Allison, I don't know how to do that in live on Restream. How on Restream? So prob not. Yeah, so I'm on Restream. So she was asking to come on live, but again, she would only be on TikTok. Actually, hey, you know what? I got a better idea. I have a better idea. Do you guys want to bring on Allison Eagle emoji onto Restream for all the platforms? Yes or no? Put it in there. Do you want to hear from her? I can bring her on Restream. And then she'll be on TikTok and everything else. Let me know if you want to hear from her. All right, so let's see. Left wing is ISIS. In ISIS, they are told to vote left because the right is too hard to control. There it is. There's the interesting one, Leo. Exactly. I shouldn't have gotten a check because I talk into it. I'm curious now. That's cool. It was a camel wing, says Mohammed. Interesting. Google, ISIS is told to vote left because the right is too hard to control. Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, yeah, I mean, the left is a bunch of lemmings who walk around and say, oh, Trump is bad, Trump is bad. You know, all this stuff and all this other crap. So no, it's one of those things. Anyway, I think it is time. I'm going to see what plays out on this. And bear with me. We're going to have a little emotional thing here. Emotional. What am I saying? Emotional. All right. So the ball is now in Allison's Eagle emojis court. So if she's still listening and wants to come on, that's what we need to do. You do need guests. Okay, so Seal Derek says yes. I would love to have, if you guys, for you regulars out there, for all the guys that are regular, if you guys want to come on, let me know. Send me some messages. I can email you too as well. I usually what I'll do, because I don't know anything different. If you go to one of my old videos or whatever, and like someone like nobody's watching, and then just email me or message me, and then I can either follow up with you or somewhere and just do it that way. But anyway, And plus, voter fraud is massive, so we can't trust it. Yeah, exactly. All right, so guys, ladies and gentlemen, I have a big surprise for you. I am bringing in Allison Eagle emoji. Very good to see you, Allison. Hey.
Hey, you're just on here chatting with people, and I thought I'd get on here and talk some politics.
Yep. You want to talk a little smack too? You want to do that as well? What's happening?
Always. It's going to be about Keir Starmer, though.
Oh, Keir Starmer. Yeah. All right. So very cool. I'm going to turn you up. All right. I'm going to take a couple of drinks, Allison. You know, take it away. If you got questions for Allison, let her know. Keep them respectful, though, guys. Okay. All right, Allison.
You'll have to tell me what people say because this is my first time doing this, so I don't know how to read the comments. But Keir Starmer's showed his rear end this weekend. Have you covered? Well, you covered the what's his name, Henry Novak case. You talked a little bit about that earlier.
I talked in the live. I haven't done a video about it yet.
I'm just gonna spill the tea while you take your drinks. So
thank you.
The Henry Novak case actually took place in like December, and they just had the trial. And obviously, what's his name, Digwa, Vikram Digwa was the perpetrator, and he's going to be spending some time behind bars. But Keir Starmer is blaming the Trump administration and Elon Musk for the fact that the world now knows, because no one would know the name of Henry Novak if not for X. So he's picking this big fight with Elon Musk, saying Elon Musk is trying to like ruin our democracy. Keir, you have two-tiered justice in your country. They call him two-tier Keir because he straight up says skin color like matters. Skin, like we do things differently based on the color of your skin, which is insane.
Yeah. I mean, UK doesn't have the First Amendment like we do in America. So you're hitting on that. I mean, that's the idea, is you can't go online and say whatever you want.
Raid people's homes if they make a post on social media. Yeah. Why? You're that weak of a government? You can't like handle it? That's crazy.
Right. I mean, could you imagine like the knock on the door and be like, yeah, I'm sorry, you posted something.
That my stuff was restricted today. Like, what do you mean I can't talk about this? The clear, obvious things going on in America. Like,
correct. Yeah. The current situation in the California vote. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Did you see what Spencer put on X today, though?
No, I didn't watch it today.
He put up a photo of Nithya Raman, because Nithya Raman conceded the night of the election. She conceded saying, hey, it was a fun time, but I got to go. And he put a picture of her crying saying, we know where to find ballots also. Or he was like, don't worry, we still know where to find some ballots. So I think Spencer had a backup plan knowing that this was, I mean, he's lived in California his whole life.
Yes, right. Exactly. Yep.
Crazy.
No, the first thing that popped up on X I pulled up was Eric Daughtry talking about President Trump cuts off and walks out on Kristen Welker interview.
Did you say it was about the election? What are we allowed to say on here? The election,
the current condition of the election.
Current condition. It was over that because the lady that was doing, I can't remember her name, but she was like, "You have no proof. You have no proof." And Donald Trump was like, "I have eyes." That's fine. Like, what do you mean there's no proof?
Oh, there he goes. Yeah, he's walking off. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
On the microphone and everything. She was like, I flew an hour, or I flew to get here. What's her name? Kristen or something?
Kristen Welker. Yeah.
Like, ma'am, you just gaslit the president of the United States saying you have no proof of the situation in elections. And he was like, you guys have thrown people in, like, who was it? Giuliani got in big trouble for saying that the situation was funny. Had to pay a fine of millions of dollars. So I don't know what she was talking about saying you have no proof. Like, clearly she's not paying attention. She's paid in. Also, did you know that Nithya Raman, she's the third place candidate for the mayor of Los Angeles. She was like way back in the pack on election day. Yeah. Yesterday, she got 23,000 votes and Spencer Pratt only got 10,000. And
yeah, they're showing the votes right now. Like, he was about 28% and it kind of went up a little bit and then it stagnated and now it's going down. And Nithya Raman, it's not like it's this. It's straight up. I mean, that's
it's I remember when that happened in 2020.
Yeah, the 3 a.m. drop that they had. Yeah.
I was awake watching.
Yeah.
And I was like, how is this possible that 0 votes came in?
Mm-hmm.
And we're watching the same thing happen now. And Nithya Raman is actually a Democratic socialist, like for real. And when you are a part of that group, you co-govern.
Yeah.
It is on their stuff. Well, in 2024, she was censured by the Democratic Socialist of America. You can pull it up and look it up right now. They censured her because they co-govern, and she went and solicited donations from the Democrat Israeli group. So that's why they censored
Democrat Israeli. That's interesting. I don't know there was such a thing, but okay. All right.
Well, there's everything for everybody here.
True.
So it's wild. And I'm so glad we get to just watch it happen. It sucks that it's happening, but I'm glad that we all get to like physically see it and talk about it.
Right.
It's crazy. What do you mean you co-govern with a socialist group? And if you don't, they censure you and don't endorse you.
Oh, that's interesting stuff. All right, so we got a couple things in the chat saying Muhammad says, I'm not the biggest fan of UK government, but the social media post angle is so weak. I'm not sure what that means. Is that good or bad, Muhammad? Actually, you kind of lost me on that one.
Is he the one that's in Scotland right now?
Yes.
Dude, you should go ask him. If he goes out to like a coffee shop or something, you should ask him what it's like, because
go ahead. He's listening right now. I know. Ask him. What do you think?
Well, yeah, but isn't it like the middle of the night over there?
Well, yeah, but he goes out all the time though. So that's what he's a translator.
He should report back. Muhammad, if you're listening to me, you should go out there and ask them how they feel about all of it. Because Scotland, for one, like they have beef anyways with the Brits, just because like history. But they're still under the jurisdiction and the nonsense of Keir Starmer and his whole mess. And like the whole thing with Zelensky being there today with his hand in their pockets. Like, hide your wallet, Mohammed. Zelensky's in town.
Yeah. Right.
But they're gonna give him money. They've given Ukraine like $21 billion, but yet their own defense spending is so critically low. They couldn't even send their HMS Dragon, which is like their best ship, one of their best ships, broke down on the way to the Strait of Hormuz. So like Britain is in no position to send money to anyone when their own defense and their own military needs the funding. Yep. Like they want to crack on the United States of America and be like, didn't you guys give them billions of dollars? Yeah, we did. But you know what else we fully funded is our military.
Right. Exactly.
We'll spend $900 on a coffee cup for our military. Okay.
Still, Derek's talking about body cameras too. Body cameras is something I'm fighting for in my area. Yeah, I love body cams. So, I mean, especially for police, first responders, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Let me Roseanne. Karen Reed's story is the big story in Biston because of the police. Still, Derek, you lost me a little bit on the language, but all right. Karen Red story, corruption. All right, he'll put that together. But anyway, body cameras. I mean, I'm looking at that. The whole thing is like, I love the fact that people are, well, this is the way it happened. No. Let me show you the video. This is how it actually happened. You know, I think we're seeing that right now in the Carmelo Anthony case. We're watching that. I mean, I've caught bits and pieces of it, but his whole defense is falling apart. I mean, there's people coming out there saying
never defense in the first place. That whole entire mess was. After it happened, was pure media propaganda. That family, they set up a GoFundMe. They got millions of dollars. They bought a new house and all this stuff. Come to find out, you're not very good at raising your kid. Like this top tier athlete, had the ego problem that he could There's something wrong there. Something has gone awry in your parenting.
Yeah.
And now everybody's saying, oh, they're going to, depending on what the verdict is going to be, they're going to riot in the streets. Maybe don't.
Yeah.
Maybe don't riot in the streets for a murderer.
I mean, that just makes you look stupid at that point. Everybody rioting. And then, of course, you're going to play the card of whatever, the people that are rioting. That's the stereotype that they're going to portray. Like we're rioting for George Floyd because, he died because of fentanyl, nothing to do with a knee or anything else. He died because he had too much fentanyl in his system. Sorry, but that's what happened.
Any amount of fentanyl in your system is too much.
Yeah.
And
I
they
mean,
did, and it was years before they said they, released all
of
that. It was
course, of
years.
course. So this dude
And
comes
Keir
out.
Starmer kneeled for him.
Yeah, I know. The UK deal with it. So follow up on to Steele Derrick's is the Karen Reed story is in the big story in Boston because of police corruption. So that's the thing. So Karen Reed, I'm gonna read that up. I haven't heard that. Have you heard that one? Karen Reed?
No, I mean, no, I've heard that name before, but I follow more global politics than like the local stuff like that. Like the only reason I know the Carmelo Anthony thing is because it was, high school track meet, which is not exactly the place that stuff like that happens. They also, the teen takeovers, like what is wrong with teenagers? First of all, are y'all okay?
Yeah, they're bored. I mean, yeah, I get it. I mean, honestly, it sounds fun. I mean, to a certain degree until it goes crazy. We
Yeah.
used to do that a little bit. I mean, I grew up in a small town in New Hampshire, and we go down to McDonald's because that's what we had. We had a McDonald's, we had a Burger King. That was basically it.
Yeah.
And we just hang out in the parking lot. Now, we didn't do anything wrong. We didn't do anything crazy, but we just went down to the parking lot and hung out because that's what you did in small town New Hampshire.
That's so funny that I did not know you're from, like, grew up in New Hampshire because I was like crapping on New Hampshire in our live.
Remember, I yelled at you for that. I'm like, why are you throwing shade at New
Hampshire? I wasn't crapping on
Hampshire?
them. I was just like referring to it as like like to me, it's a fancy place. Like New Hampshire's so fancy.
New Hampshire is a fantasy place. That's hilarious. Yeah, no, it's real.
Isn't that where like the authors go to like be in a cabin and write their books and?
Well, but Stephen King is from Maine. I mean, the freaking left-wing dumbass he's from Maine. Not really. Yeah, the White Mountains. I mean, everything's beautiful there. Sure, great, fine. Walden Pond. Ralph Waldo Emerson, which is actually funny. I'm actually named after Ralph Waldo Emerson. My middle name is Emerson, and that's 100% because of Ralph Waldo Emerson.
That's amazing.
Yep. My grandfather, my dad, myself, and actually my daughter were all named Emerson, our middle names for that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a very Southern thing to do, like name your kid after like a whole bunch of ancestors. So that's cool.
I say no. My grandmother's from New Hampshire. That's where they're from. So yeah, they're all Hampton, New Hampshire. Actually, if you watch a lot of my videos, I did some tributes to my grandfather when I was in New Hampshire for his funeral back in June last year. So yeah. But anyway, on a totally different note, I got Mohammed's response here, so I'll put this up. It's Ireland, but anyway, so whatever. Ireland, not Scotland.
Where are you, Mohammed?
He moves all the time. I mean, I always check in there. Like, where are you at today? He's like, oh, I happen to be in Germany today. I'm like, okay, all right. But anyway, so he's there. And I'm 200% against arrest, but U.S. hogs keep using that against the Brits as if that's not happening in America. I am consistent. I am against whether UK or USA or anywhere.
What?
Yeah, Mohammed, you kind of lost me on that one a little bit.
The difference between what's happened in the United Kingdom, because I see it on X, but all the MPs over there in Parliament want to like when JD Vance put his statement out regarding what happened to Henry Novak, all these MPs that are in the Labour Party, which is, we discussed what that was last time, it's basically their left-wing party. They're like, you should pay attention to what's going on in the United States. There's 44,000 going, by in the United States. And I'm like, yeah, but the difference is that the police don't arrest the person who got. They don't put the hand behind the back of the victim here in America. No. Like we don't want that.
Yeah. And especially when you check them, like, hey, if he tells you I was hit,
then that's a different story.
Yeah, like I got stabbed. You should probably pat him down and realize. I mean, you tell me there's no blood. I mean, if you're stabbed, you're like,
well, that's what they said. They said he had on too many clothes, and they couldn't really tell. And also, somebody did a Grok deep dive, and they're like, "Hey, Grok, if somebody is stabbed in the chest and you put their hands behind their back, does that make the bleeding worse?" And Grok was like, "Yeah, definitely don't do that. Whatever you do, don't do that."
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Okay, so Steele Derrick says my granddaughter is Emerson as well. Yeah, I live near Walden Pond, and Emerson is the name of the hospital there. Yes. So actually, we had a class field trip. 8th grade, maybe something like that. Went to Walden Pond, I think it was. Maybe it was like, I don't know, freshman, maybe sophomore year. We went to Walden Pond, which is hilarious because actually, here's a funny story, and I'm totally getting ridiculous, but I've had a few drinks. Okay, so we get to the Walden Pond. Okay, we all get out of the bus. and a whole bunch of us like take a right, and we all just go down to this water, this area, and we're like, this is cool. Some of the guys, they take their shirts off, they jump in the water and everything else. We find out it wasn't Walden Pond. It was some duck pond that we were in. Walden Pond was actually on the left side around the corner. Like, but we were like, it's a long trip. So as soon as we got off the bus, we're like, gone. And we just went and we were out there. And all the teachers were like, what the hell, guys?
Yeah,
So I only saw Walden Pond for like 5 minutes because they felt bad for us. They're like, okay, guys, real quick, here you go. Here it is. Look. Okay, good. Back on the bus. Let's go home. And then we did that. So yeah, Walden Pond, I've actually been there, which is funny. I haven't thought of that story in 30 years, but yeah. Anyway, Aaron Thunder's here. Welcome back, Aaron. Another regular on here. I appreciate it. Aaron, you're only an hour and 16 minutes late, but hey, whatever. Nobody's counting. That's cool. So no, I'm glad you're here. If you got something you want to talk about, let me know.
You should start announcing when you go live. Like, do a flyer on socials and be like,
you're going to work with me on that and tell me how, because I don't know how. But I did do a countdown today. I actually did do a countdown.
Hey,
yeah, I figured out how to do that.
We do our lives when we do our Final Friday.
Yeah.
We should call it Final Friday. That's a good one. But like a week leading up, we'll just create a flyer saying, hey, we're gonna go live at whatever 11th or whatever time it is, 30.
Yeah. Well, these guys all know that I typically go on somewhere between 6 and 7. That was the old joke. It was 6, 7.
No, but if they want to see me live, then they're gonna need to know about it.
Hey, talk about what you got going on with yourself too, as well. While I crack my second beer.
Okay, what are we doing? I had a sick kid this weekend, so I didn't get to cover a whole lot of content. I did go to sorry folks, it's a little local news. I did go to the town hall for the Knox County Legislature. That was good.
Yeah.
So what else are we talking? I'm mostly right now. I'm mostly covering European politics, which is focused mainly on the United Kingdom, because it is such a mess over there. Like, I don't know what these people are going to do. Last weekend or the weekend before, I guess they had their Unite the Kingdom, and then all this stuff with the Henry Novak case. Like, Europe is a mess. Europe is a mess. And today you have Vladimir Zelensky, Keir Starmer, Emmanuel Macron, and Frederick Merz are all meeting in Great Britain to help Ukraine. I'm like, this is the biggest clown show I've ever seen in my life. What on earth are we doing? But luckily, the news in America is pretty tame. Oh, I am covering the New Jersey ICE detention facility.
Oh, Delaney Hall?
Oh, did you see they had a storm yesterday and all those people's crap got blown everywhere?
Oh, no, I didn't. I've seen a few people get their asses kicked because they talked out of line. But yeah.
Mark-Lane Mullen isn't playing. He is not playing around. He's like, you guys want to sit out here and say you're gonna us and stuff? We will snatch you up so quick. But they had, like those. Well, you lived up there, but those like northern storms that come through are like, they're brutal. And they had 30-mile-per-hour winds, and their tent, all their mask and crap went flying. And so today, the Delaney Hall, the ICE agents blockaded the road.
Yeah.
So and put in a no mask, no backpack ordinance.
Makes sense.
So none of these people have any of their stuff. They're pissed that they can't wear their backpacks. They're pissed they can't wear their mask. It is an absolute clinic. Mark-Lane Mullen has 9 kids. He's got a ton of kids. Yeah. He knows how to deal with nonsense. It's wonderful.
Yeah, well, just watching people leave, like the workers, they're not even ICE agents or anything else. They're just trying to go home for the day because they're the secretary or the janitor or whatever they're doing, and their cars are getting beat in, and it's like, dude, guys, that's bullshit. Whatever. Anyway.
And they keep jumping in front of the cars and then get pissed that they get run over. It's like, I don't know what you thought was going to happen when you jumped in front of these people's cars, but today, this morning, all the protesters, the rioters were pulling that where they jump in front of the cars. Well, Border Patrol sent out guys with pepper ball to bring them down,
right?
So that these people could leave. You can't I don't understand what they're doing.
No.
What do you You are
What's the
clearly
end goal? Shut it down. I mean, they're never going to shut that thing down. It was like the worse it gets, the worse they're going to, or the more they're going to push on this. So I don't get it. Like ICE is going to freaking move into New Jersey for God's sake. So they're going to move the headquarters there. If you keep this crap up. I don't know what the end game is.
Mark Wayne Mullen will set up camp immediately if y'all don't call.
Yeah. Right. Yep. Oh, we lost Allison. What happened? She hit her screen. Anyway, I'm sure she'll figure that out in there. Mohammed says, I was not talking about the recent horrific incident. I'm talking about the mentioning arrest over social media posts. Arrest over online activity happens all over the world, not only UK. From your perspective, Mohammed, that's very interesting because you would know. So,
there we go. Sorry, got a call. Sorry, got a phone call. Didn't know what to do.
Okay. So I would just read Mohammed's comment. You read it there at the bottom. But yeah, because again, he is our world traveler. He would definitely know. Mohammed, I would ask you though, like, what are you talking about? Like communist countries though too, or socialist? I mean, what exactly? Because I mean, and that's the weird thing about being in America. This is like my dumbass Americans coming out and say, you know what? What do you mean there's no First Amendment? What do you mean I can't do whatever I want to online? What do you mean I can't carry my Second Amendment wherever I want to go? But from that perspective, it's like, all right, what's going on? So, Mohammed, I'm curious. Again, man, maybe we need to bring you on here, Mohammed. We'll have we'll tape it, then we can do the blurbs every time you do something wrong. But anyway, that's interesting. That's good news, though, or somewhere around that. Steel Derek, Don Henley came to save the area from development. Okay. And then we have Sherry Garrett, too. Keto on a budget. Saw you at the town hall. It was pretty good. So there's that one.
Town hall did go very well. I think that the legislators that were there really enjoyed getting to like say their piece. It's one thing to like type it out, in the comment section. It's another thing to have a citizen actually ask you a question and you get to answer fully and honestly. So even Richard Briggs was there and he even was like, I wish we could do these more often because he gets drugged pretty consistently on the internet.
Yeah, he does.
And doesn't really get to speak up for himself much. So it went really well. There was probably 40 people in attendance, which is pretty good for a town hall. Nobody ever wants to go to those. I do.
To follow up Mohammed, though, he says the UK chose Brexit. They are not part of the EU. Yeah, we had that discussion.
Keir Starmer wants to go back to the EU.
Really? Yeah.
Yes, he has mentioned it several times over the past few months that he would like to go back and join the EU. And he's basically doing everything the EU tells him to do, which is insane.
Yeah.
Because he's a weak leader.
How long ago was that? When was Brexit? Like, how long ago was that? Do we know?
19, 18, 17, somewhere in there.
I mean, when was Brexit? So Brexit with the withdrawal of the United Kingdom, January 2020. So basically 19 and 20. Yeah. I mean, for him to switch tail and 6 years later, like that's kind of weird for me.
It's because he's weak. He is not a good leader. And they're all a part. I hope this doesn't get us kicked off of anything. They're all a part of the globalist system. If you're not following Promethean Action on YouTube.
Oh, yes.
We talked about this, I think, but it's like these older women who have been following this since the 70s of the globalist system and how it basically ruins everything. And that is what the EU is following, where open borders is a globalist thing. Free trade is a globalist thing. Involving China is a globalist thing. And they all want to do that because they can't, instead of building up their own countries, they're like, let's all be kind of mid.
Yeah. Aaron says, bro, why would the 6'7" joke? I hate hearing it. Which I agree. It came up though. But Joy Behar said Canada would beat America in a war. Now, I am not a big fan of The View. I do see it every now and then. And I do remember she said something like that. But at the same time, Whoopi Goldberg thinks that Jill Biden should be the Surgeon General because she's such a great doctor. So, I mean, you got to take it for a grain of salt what the freaking View is.
My mom rage watches The View every single day.
Oh, my God.
And we talk about it. Those women are buffoons.
I know.
Buffoons in the news, they are at the top of the list.
See, that's the hard thing. There's a lot of video, like a lot of influencers I watch, like Kate Meow, or Kate something or other. I forget her name. I'm sure her name's Catherine. She's a really pretty girl. She walks around with a microphone and takes everybody, even like Jake
Yes.
Long, Nick Shirley, and all that too. But they're the ones in like people's faces, and they're like, "Hey, tell me about this," right? And I love those people. I love them for what they're doing. I think they're fantastic. Adam Francisco is another guy. I love what they're doing. But God, I can't watch their videos because you get the answers from the left, and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm just done. I can't handle it anymore. I gotta move on because I can't handle the answers from what they're getting.
Sav says, do you know who Sav says is? She works for Turning Point, but she was recently attacked at
Yeah.
It was a protest. I think it was at an ICE detention facility in Minneapolis, perhaps. I can't totally remember, but a family of people attacked her. She's suing us. But I can't, like, it's hard to watch because you already know what these people are going to say. You already know where they stand. There is no changing their mind.
No.
And so I'm like, girl, you need to get out of there. But if somebody has to do it, nobody else is doing it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've thought about going down to some of those rallies, but I'm like, I'm going to get myself in trouble. I can't
catch me at one. You will not catch me at any type of dumbass rally. I'm not somebody who's ever going to go to a protest for really anything. I barely will go to a parade, but I don't think they do anything. You are better off talking mad shit on a video on the internet that goes viral, or like taking a meeting with your people, than going to a protest and holding an idiotic sign that says something crude and crass. Like, that's not getting you anywhere. It's just getting you attention.
Don't forget your inflatable frog costume. Don't forget that. You got to wear your inflatable costume.
With your drum and your...
All right, back to the chat, though. I'll bring up still Derek. England won't increase their defense spending for NATO. They're using fake math to get around it. Yep. And no, it's in Europe. If you say something that's anti-government, they can arrest or fine you. It was on 60 Minutes a year ago.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy over there. Speaking of Europe, not to take a total hard turn and like hijack your stuff. Have you been paying attention to the World Cup stuff?
I have not. No.
Oh gosh. First of all, Spain's national team is in Chattanooga as their home base.
Spain is really, yeah.
Okay. Yes, their home base is in Chattanooga, which is a whole nother local political issue because who didn't fight for them to come to Knoxville? We have the best training facilities in the Southeast here at University of Tennessee, Knoxville. Yet they're at Baylor High School, the private high school in Chattanooga. That's where their training facility is.
I mean, do we care though? Honestly,
I care for the money and the tax revenue.
We're busy. Sorry,
I would like to have Spain's money to have.
I mean, my daughter's about to go to Spain at the end of the year, so she'll be en road to Spain in the Navy. So maybe I should be paying attention, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't care.
Okay, so that was I care because I would like to have that tax revenue. I would like for the Spain's government to pay us to house their national team. Number two, all of these European teams chose to, like, France is in Boston, Spain is in Chattanooga, Argentina is in Kansas City. They've chosen like the worst places to go train, but all of these teams from Europe are not acclimating to the heat at all, and it's hilarious. Yeah.
Which is why you do stuff in sports. I mean, that's how you do it. I remember in California, we had a place called Big Bear, which was the lake was like 7,000 elevation, right? So of course the city was a little higher than that, but people would go, boxers, Oscar De La Hoya would go up there and train up there. A lot of the UFC guys back in the day, they would all train there because the elevation was so high that when they went down to Vegas or whatever else, they were fine. They were good. Yeah. So let's go back to a few of the questions here. Nate the Gen. Oh, Nate the Gen, welcome back to the chat. It's good to see your name pop up again. Canada doesn't even have a military. The National Guard from like half of the states in America are larger than Canada. Entire military alone. I agree. And you can choose a random state, and by itself, it's larger than the military. Yeah, but no. But Nate, Joy Behar knows more than you do. Okay, clearly Joy Behar is smarter. All right. Can't believe I just said that out loud. I apologize, Nate. I was kidding. That was sarcastic. Yes, for sure. Oh my God, I'm way behind in the chat. I'm sorry. We were talking. Aaron says I'm gonna bet the National Guard of Texas could defeat whatever Canada's military. Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably say the National Guard of Texas can probably beat the majority of freaking armies around the world. But
my favorite joke is that the Canadian Air Force is just a bunch of geese.
That's good. That is good. Northside is just checking in. Good to see you. He's from New York. Thanks for coming to Northside again. You're only an hour and a half late. I can't believe we're a freaking hour and a half. By the way, we're at an hour and a half. If you guys haven't liked and subscribed already, please do hit the thumbs up button no matter what you're watching on, whether it's YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, or TikTok. Please help out the channel. I would love it. By the way, I can get paid on Facebook now, which is crazy to me. So if you want to send some stars and some money there, I still got to figure the whole thing out, but I don't know. I'm just saying that out loud. But do watch some of the videos if you don't mind. I need to watch hours. I'm getting very, very dangerously close to 3,000 hours. So I'm looking forward to that. All right. So Steel Derek says that you're lucky that you live. I assume that's lucky. You live where you live. I'm losing my mind living in Massachusetts and Charleston, South Carolina. Yeah. Yeah. So he goes back and forth between Boston and Charleston. Nathan Jen says, dude, Ohio National Guard is better trained, equipped than more people in Canada. Mohammed says, I would recommend you PBD and Mehdi Hassan latest podcast. You would like it. They discuss Trump UK. Okay. All right. So
Patrick
wait. Patrick Bet David. Is that who PBD is?
He does such a good job.
Yep.
He does I feel like he's so fair. Like he's obviously like leans conservative, but I feel like he's so fair when it comes to like media coverage and stuff. But he had Mehdi Hassan on.
You know who that is? I don't know who that is.
Yeah. He's an online, like he's an X person. Like he's an online person from X who just runs his mouth.
Okay. I didn't know. I first time I saw Patrick Bet David was on his Jubilee when he did that. He went against whatever else.
He's Iranian.
What?
He's Iranian. His family's from Iran, so he has like so much to say about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Aaron says Hassan Piker needs to be arrested for foreign propaganda and for animal abuse. Yeah, that was the thing about Cuba when he went down to Cuba and did the whole thing there. And him and Code Pink. That is crazy. That stuff right there.
Okay, so here's some tea about Code Pink. They went with him to Cuba and took stuff, which you can't just take stuff to a country that has sanctions from the United States of America. Also, Code Pink is the reason that Marjorie Taylor Greene and President Trump had a falling out. Because remember when President Trump was like, DC is so safe. You can go out to eat. I'm going out to eat tonight in DC. And then those protesters showed up at the restaurant.
I mean, it happens all the time. So you got to be, but go on.
Those protesters were Code Pink protesters. And Marjorie Taylor Greene told them where he was going to be because he would not endorse her for a Senate run.
Yeah, that whole Marjorie Taylor Greene's weird. I mean, she sold her house.
She is in Costa Rica with what's his name, Thomas Massey, and they're like, we're gonna do the new Republican Party. No, you're not. You guys don't have jobs.
Well, they still do. Massey's still in until the end of the year. The weird thing about that is he continuously says he's going to release the Epstein files and bring down everybody and all this stuff. Well, dude, we're waiting. We are waiting.
Okay. Like the other video that I had that was restricted was about how the files, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get banned on anything.
We call the Jeff files, the J files.
The J files and the, what do you call Russiagate? The two things, same wings or whatever, two wings, same bird. It's the same playbook where every time something starts going around or like something starts getting in the favor of President Trump where he looks good or he's doing a good job, here we come with the Jeffrey Epstein files. And it's like, y'all are making this up. Do I think he really did all that stuff? Yes, 100%. Do I think that those files ended up in a burn bag? Yeah, we don't have anything. I mean, Kash Patel has come out and said, if there is any new evidence, if you have evidence, please send it to us. We don't have, I mean, they torched it all. It's gone.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's great. And who did that? Like, you know what? I mean, my thing is always go back to, Biden should have released it. I don't know why Biden didn't do it. You tell me why Biden didn't do it. You know, and nobody's like, oh, well, no, Trump's a bad. Okay,
No.
whatever. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know.
Yeah, talking about how he's a you-know-what protector or whatever. Have you talked about Graham Plattner on here yet?
Briefly, yeah. But hold on before you get there. Let's go back to this. So Nate the Gen says Hassan Piker deserves the charges. Hope he catches those espionage charges and finds himself in prison.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about him, but I mean, I've heard bad stuff.
He's
And
the
obviously,
worst. He's the worst. He is a paid propagandist from probably the DSA, and I don't know if Soros is like, he's worse than the Soros paid people. And he's got an electric shock collar on his dog, so if his dog gets up or moves, because the way people treat dogs in other parts of the world is different than how we treat dogs here.
fuck yeah, it is. Yeah,
So he like,
you should see my dog. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I know your dog is like got a hair appointment.
Yeah. Real quick though, Muhammad has a complaint though. I'm going to bring this up here. Muhammad has a big complaint. It's funny because one of the first chats I had with Muhammad like a year ago was about football. And I was like, hell yeah, let's talk football. I love the Patriots. I live by the Titans. And he's like, no, I'm talking about soccer. Soccer. Like, what the hell, soccer? But anyway, Odo, start with the World Cup. I've been saying it since last year. This would be one of the worst World Cups ever.
I disagree. I think it's about to be so awesome. Because I think that because it's taking place in Canada, America, and Mexico.
Yeah.
Now, Iran is not allowed to have their home base in the USA, even though their games are in the USA. So they are having to be housed in Mexico. Sorry about that, you guys, but unfortunately, your government is beefing with our government, so you can't stay here. But I saw a lot of the videos, like in Chattanooga. Chattanooga, Tennessee, is hosting the Spain's national team, and the amount of people that came out and like rooted for them and cheered for them and all that stuff was hundreds of people that they never expected. Also, Bosnia-Herzegovina is in, oh gosh, they're somewhere in Middle America, like somewhere in like the flyover state. I can't remember which one, but it has the largest Bosnian community in America. And so when they got off the plane, there were hundreds of people cheering. They didn't expect it. You can find the video online if you.
That's interesting. Then, are you saying that like each country picked where they were supposed to go? It wasn't like assigned, or maybe it was assigned because of that?
They got to pick where they wanted to go, and the Bosnian team ended up in like, I'd have to look it up. I want to say it was in Ohio, but I can't fully remember. But it has the largest Bosnian like population in America out, obviously like the diaspora. And so when they got off the plane, they were expecting nobody because they were like literally in the middle of nowhere. And it was like hundreds of people, kids wanting their jerseys signed, people wanting their hats and stuff signed. So like, you have to remember, America's humongous. We're huge. We're a massive, massive country with millions of people. So while it doesn't look like it's all like it would if we were in France, because it's a much smaller country, there is still some major hype here. Another thing is that Americans will tailgate for anything.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Greater St. Louis and Greater Chicago boast the largest number of Bosnians in the world outside of Europe. So that's what
I think it was near St. Louis. I think it was somewhere like in Missouri or someplace like that.
Wow, it's Middle America. Hey, let's do this. Allison, take it away for like 3 minutes. I need to go get more beer, and I need to go to the bathroom. So,
okay, hang on. I'm gonna.
I'll give you a 30-second warning, and then you bring your next story up. So, real quick, Steel Derrick says Canada spent their defense money on healthcare. Yeah, I can imagine that one.
Okay,
this random person, FW.
I got you.
Yep.
Canada.
This is a taco shit. Just pray for me. By the way, Hassan Piker is Turkish and he wasn't born here. And then Steel Derrick, libertarian.
Who's libertarian?
I'm not sure. But,
we had a discussion about libertarians earlier. Go ahead and go get your stuff. I got the comments.
Well, USA is going to win the World Cup. Haven't you seen the Mike Azrael ad? No, I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen it because I don't watch it. All right, Nate the Gen, though, I do want to talk about if you travel to a country that has restrictions and you are legally not allowed to stay in a state or federal operated facility, which Hassan did, it is considered a favor from a foreign entity. That's interesting. Sorry, hey, how you doing? Hi.
We have a guest. We have a sick one today, and so I told her that if she had to interrupt me, she could, and she wants to eat a peach, so we're going to let her eat a peach. Say hello to everyone. Now get out.
Hi.
I don't let my kids online, so that was like she was being sneaky. You were talking about who was libertarian? Who did they say?
Sure, still Derek. He might have been responding to something else. I brought that up, but yeah, Derek kind of he was talking about Canada spent their defense money on healthcare. Oh, they are libertarian there.
Oh, we had a discussion recently about libertarians, and I said I thought the libertarians were going left, and you said I thought libertarians were more like conservative, and I was like, you would think that because they want limited government,
Right.
but truly, like the party itself is, I think they're going to take over the Democrats. I think that's what their push, which they should. The Democrats are insane.
Yeah. And by the way, Howard Clegg says Missouri has the Bosnians. So exactly, yeah.
Okay, so it was probably somewhere over there.
All right, real quick. And by the way, Faith Family just joined on here. Good. He's actually a friend. He's a local too as well. Yes, the anonymous $75 million to Virginia Tech. You got me. That was it. I donated it. I said I have an extra 75 million just sitting around. I'm going to give it to my daughter's college. I decided to do that. Yes. Yep. That was it.
Is that where she goes to school?
Well, she just graduated. She's done now. I mean, she graduated last month or this month. Yeah, last month, May. Yep. Yeah.
I can't believe you have a daughter that graduated college. That's crazy.
My son's 25. He finished Southern Utah University. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna let Allison take it over real quick and give me like 6 minutes.
Oh boy, what are we gonna talk about? Let's see who we got. I've got the news on right now because occasionally they throw out some like breaking news, but we don't have any breaking news. Let's see. Missouri has the Bosnians. So the World Cup, also about the World Cup, McDonald's just launched their World Cup campaign where if you go get a 10-piece chicken nugget, you can get like a little World Cup cup, and it's got all the different players on it. I don't know anything about soccer. However, I am a patriot through and through, and I fully understand that the American national team is like not the best. I'm gonna root for us, but then once we're out of the tournament, then like I'll have to find another team to root for. But let's see, libertarians could make inroads, but they have to find candidates who can. The libertarians cannot get it together. Okay, the libertarians have a great like ideology of like limited government, maybe like don't get involved in foreign wars, that kind of stuff. But the infighting that goes on in the Libertarian Party is they can't get anywhere because they can't stop arguing with each other. Additionally, the Libertarians, it's hard. So in Tennessee, Libertarians do not have ballot access. You cannot run as a Libertarian. You can run as a Democrat, you can run as a Republican, or you can run as independent. They can't get ballot access because it is impossible for people to want to vote for people who don't believe the government should technically exist. So the libertarians have a tough road to hoe, which is why I think they should take over the Democratic Party in the first place. Like the Democrats are toast. They're done. They're so far out in left field. I don't know how they come back unless they align with Fetterman. And instead of aligning with Fetterman, they want a primary Fetterman. So the libertarians should get behind him. He is probably more their style of governing than the actual Democratic Party at this point. You didn't miss much. We're talking about Democrats. I mean, we're talking about libertarians.
Yeah, I'm reading the comments right now, trying to figure that out too. So, again, I missed half of that because I had to run and get more alcohol.
No, we were just talking about libertarians. I sent you that screenshot from the New Hampshire. Was it New Hampshire Libertarian Party?
Yes.
About the childless, gay and childless. So the Libertarian Party of New Hampshire put out their board of directors, and the ones that were gay and childless, they put a label on them that said gay and childless, like for pride.
So why do you think that's right-wing Republican? I would say that's a left-wing Democrat.
I don't. I think it's left-wing. I think they are taking over the left wing. It will be slow, but I think that's the only way they're going to get ballot access.
I see where you went with that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's a good argument. That's very good. You're probably right. Hey, what do you guys think? Put it in the chat. Put it. Let me know what Alice and I think. Do you think libertarians are more left or right? Steel Derek says libertarians could make inroads, but they have to find candidates who can. I say compromise, maybe comprise. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, it's hard to say. We shouldn't have government and not compromise. I mean, because you are working the government. That is an interesting one. Mohammed said, wow, that's the quickest 6 minutes I've ever held. Welcome back. Under promise and over deliver, Mohammed. Okay, remember that. Under promise and over deliver. I say 6 minutes. I'm back in 4. Going back to Nate the Gents' foreign assets control. OFAC currently has an investigation on Hassan for breaking U.S. sanction laws. Yeah, you can't stay at Cuban government-run hotels. It's considered contribution to the regime. I mean, how do you fight that? I don't know how you argue I didn't do that.
Hassan is trying to argue that Nick Shirley did it when Nick Shirley went there. Now, because
what is that all about? So you did it, so I can do it too? That doesn't make sense. That's not an argument.
The difference is, I would imagine that Nick Shirley got all the proper documentation that he needed from the State Department to do something as a journalist. Hassan Piker did not go as a journalist. He went as an activist. Like, it's not like Nick Shirley took tens of thousands of dollars worth of supplies with Code Pink on the plane.
Yeah.
Like, also people are saying that Nick Shirley is a Fed, which is fine with me. I don't care if he is or isn't, but like
it's interesting. Maybe. I mean, okay. That's fine.
Also, Nick Shirley said that he was going to expose everything after all this election stuff. He said, I am willing to expose everything I know about California. I'm like, do it.
Where is he from? Where's Nick Shirley from?
Utah. He's LDS.
But he's from Utah, though. I knew he's LDS from Utah. Okay.
So, he's LDS from Utah, and his mom is also online. She's a pretty prominent journalist, too. I can't remember her name, but it's a blonde lady. She kind of looks like Dolly Parton a little bit, like a younger Dolly Parton. She's real cute. Booker T. Jones. Booker T. Jones is her name online, and she does kind of the same thing. So occasionally, she won't necessarily be in his videos, but she's in the background. So they go together sometimes to cover stuff. She doesn't.
Well, yeah, because the other day, she got threatened or something like that, or something happened. He was like, "Dude, you're threatening my mother."
In France, they went to France, and they didn't, because everywhere if Muhammad's still here, he can probably let us know. Is it truly like that in France, where so many foreigners come in and they don't want you filming them at all, or the native French people don't really care, why would they?
You can't fight it. You're in public. You're going to be filmed. I'm sorry. Of course, if you don't like me, I'm at that point now in my life. I'm filmed 100%. Yeah. I just know it. I just know to tell the truth. I know to look good, whatever I'm doing. I don't scratch myself. I don't do stupid things because I just know that someone's got a video or audio recording of me. That's it. It's a shitty way to live, honestly, to be honest with you. But at the same time,
I've lived my whole life like that. My father was my family is a prominent family in town, which it sounds crazy. My cousin is a Hall of Famer. My dad is a legendary high school football coach, which sounds crazy if you're not from the South, but in the South, that's a huge, Brian will tell you, it's a huge deal. So my whole life has been under the microscope. So I've just always lived knowing that people are always watching you. And honestly, it makes you live a more honest life, and you don't end up doing stuff being a Hunter Biden.
Well, here's the funny thing about Muhammad talking about soccer. He says, you realize the average football stadium capacity in Europe is 70,000. Americans are not familiar with the football motion. Well, I'll tell you right now, Muhammad, you're not familiar with Neyland Stadium in Tennessee, okay, that fits 110,000 people, nor even Michigan Stadium, which I think is the largest college football stadium ever in the history or whatever. So
it used to be Neyland that was like that.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah.
But any
I'm gonna rib Muhammad about soccer. That's hilarious to me.
See, here's the issue I have with local government, because we should have gotten the Spain people or anyone from, because SEC schools have the best facilities, the largest stadiums. There's no one in them right now. Like, it's not, I mean, UT, I guess, is like practicing, but not really right now in
Right.
June.
Right.
But we have the best facilities here. Like, these people, Spain went to Baylor, which is a high school, and looked at it and was like, this would never exist in Europe. Like,
Yeah,
this
right.
kind of facility doesn't, like, their professional stadium looks like our high school stadium.
Wait, Mohammed just jumped on here again. This is good. Yes, it's in tourist attraction areas in Paris, France, and Milan, Italy, but I don't see anywhere. Also, he's not talking about soccer yet. He's talking about what you mentioned about the people walking around. So yeah, I was all excited about the football thing. So tourist attraction areas in Paris. So you basically, I mean, you can get accosted walking around with filming stuff. I mean,
do you not remember, Mohammed? You might remember this, but when they had the Olympics in Paris, they had to tell their pickpocketers and like their thieves and their criminals, stop accosting the Americans because they are going to fight you. And like, we don't have the hospital capacity for you to keep pickpocketing, because like these Americans would get pickpocketed and fight back.
Yeah.
Where I guess like nobody else did. There was also a video of this lady from, I swear she was like North Carolina or someplace, that was in Venice, Italy last summer. And this girl tried to pickpocket her passport, and she grabbed that little girl by the ponytail and was like, listen here, little girl, I got 6 kids and you're not about to steal from me. And the little girl, I mean, she wasn't little. She was probably 18, but the girl was like, policia. And the lady was like, you better call the policia because you tried to steal from me. They tell these people not to mess with the Americans because we will fight you.
Yeah, for sure.
We got nothing better to do over here, okay? We're here to see these monuments and to fight the pickpockets. We look forward to it, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think we have a whole lot of pickpockets in America that I know of. I don't know.
No, they have like, I don't know if you're allowed to say this online, but like, well, when I was in France and when I was in Italy, Italy was way worse. But the gypsies, the travelers, will like dress up like actual from the movies, like what you think of a traveler. You're not allowed to call them gypsies anymore because I guess it's racist, but they dress up like that.
What race is that, Baggery?
Yeah. They like hold their hands out and they're like, please, money. And you're like, no.
All right. So Steel Derek says a couple comments here. I'm just glad Trump has woken up to the silent majority. You have to get involved in your community. Exactly, Steel Derek. And I actually did a video yesterday. I haven't posted it yet because I'm simmering on it. Put it that way. And it's about local politics and how pissed off I am. And I started this whole chat almost 2 hours ago talking about local politics because I'm freaking getting pissed. Allison, we'll talk offline about that one. But Steel Derek says, I saw that video at the Eiffel Tower. They scammed me a long time ago. The French have a coin the size of a dime that's worth $10. Interesting. I didn't know that. That's cool. All right. All right. So then, Mohammed, I said the average is 70 grand, not the largest. That is true. You can look up Camp Nou real quick, and that isn't even Spain's main stadium. All right. For the record, I will look that up. Man, I'm just telling. Mohammed, if you ever make it to America again, he's been here before. He only went to Atlanta for a little bit and a few other spots just to do his job.
Atlanta's a good
if you ever make it to America again, Mohammed, look me up. You're coming to Neyland Stadium with me. I don't care what's playing or whatever. You're going to go to a Morgan Wallen or a Luke Combs concert or a UT freaking football game. We're going to have the time of our lives. I'm telling you that right now. So
at least take him to the tailgate. Like, even if you don't go inside the stadium, you're ushered in like cattle, which is why I don't go. But the tailgate alone, or like just let him walk around G10. That's enough.
Yeah.
To get like the feel of it. And I think,
wait, Mohammed, hold on a second. Camp Nou in Barcelona opened in 1957, is currently undergoing renovation with a planned increased seating of capacity of 105,000 people. What? 105? That's it? That's all? It will retain its position as the largest stadium in terms of seating capacity in Spain and Europe, as well as the second largest associated football stadium. Dude, we go to Neyland with 110,000 people.
Every week.
Yeah.
Every other week.
I mean, every week they're in town. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Mohammed, we're going to have some fun, buddy. You let me know when you're out here. You let me know. You are more than welcome to find out. We got to figure that out. Yeah, there's nothing like a freaking college Saturday football game watching UT football at Neyland Stadium. So,
Jill Derrick said, "Don't you have a country fest coming?"
do we?
CMA Fest was this weekend, and I think it's
Is
next
that-
week too.
Is that here or Nashville though?
Nashville CMA Fest
Yeah.
is huge. I lived.
Derek,
in
don't confuse Knoxville with Nashville. Don't do that. We don't like that.
No,
That's
but
like saying
CMA
Boston is New York City. Okay, so there's that connection. Don't do that to us. All right.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
CMA Fest really is fun if you like that sort of thing. Like the crowds are huge and it's so hot outside, but it is super fun. I lived in Nashville for like 5 years.
Oh, did you? I know that. Yeah. Yep.
It's fun.
Yep. Yeah, I do. I mean, I like going to Nashville before I lived here, and then you know, like I visited Nashville a couple times before I moved to Tennessee. And now when I moved here, I was like, it's 2.5 hours away. It's cool. I'll go hang out. Now I won't go back. I don't go there.
Let me tell you what happened to Nashville because I lived there during all of this.
Yeah.
What happened was we had the recession in 2009.
Yep.
And there wasn't really a lot, like you still had kind of like the bars, the regular, like this, just the normal stuff that was there. But then all the celebrities and all like the big time music people started creating their own bars on Broadway so they would get a
Yep.
cut because everybody was losing money during the recession. So when and a lot of New York restaurateurs were coming down here to like test out their restaurant. Like that was the thing. They would come down here and test out a restaurant in Nashville before they flew it back up to New York and said, okay, this is going to work. And so
Wow.
that's where you got all the good restaurants and where you got all like the new bars and stuff. Before that, it was all just like local, kind of like, you know, you could still smoke inside and stuff. But
that was
then
the fun stuff. Yeah. I mean, the
they
fact that
basically
Taco
gentrified-
Bell on 2nd Street in Nashville has a bar. There is a bar and live music in a Taco Bell
Yes.
in Nashville.
Yes.
I love it.
Amazing.
I love going there. Yeah. I can have my chalupa and I can have my slushy vodka, whiskey, whatever concoction and listen to a guy play guitar.
Blast margarita. Yeah. No, but that's what they did to Nashville. They basically gentrified it. And I know we're not allowed to like gentrification, but it really, really worked there. And they didn't have to change anything. They didn't really have to build anything. They just put in stuff that was cool and awesome from, you know, like New York and the celebrities and all that. So I think Nashville is still fun. I would not want to live there.
No, not anymore.
I moved
every time I drive through there because I'm driving west or whatever, there's new apartments and condos and whatever else. I'm like, holy crap, where are these people like working and doing? And how do you get around? I think
they all work in the industry. They all work in media.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but we work in media. Freaking Allison. By the way, if you haven't followed Allison already, Allison Eagle Emoji on Instagram and TikTok, this is what she does. Like, that's how smart she is. She actually puts all this together, and then she decided to do a hobby called Flaunt Media, which she'll actually help people do it.
Hobby of like helping other people do their social media.
Yeah. I think it's amazing. I actually probably do need to talk to you about that one because I need to figure that stuff out. But Steel Derek does say no drinking for Muhammad. Is that true, Muhammad? You don't drink? I mean, he actually is Muslim, so I don't know. I assume you can't drink. And then Muhammad says, no, I'm not having it. Even if you have higher capacities, the energy of fan experience is no way near. You know what I think, Muhammad? I think you just invited me to Spain or Europe or wherever else you invited me. I think you just did. Now, he told me not to come to Yemen, which is where he lives and where his wife is. So I can't go to Yemen because, yeah, I agree. I may meet you somewhere, though, and we might figure that out and do that. So what about Charles? So Steel Derek says, what about Charleston, South Carolina? What do you think of it? I've actually been there twice to Charleston, South Carolina. I went down there. The last time I was there, I saw a Zac Brown band. Yes. They played at that island that has the tennis court. I forget what it was, but it was so we stayed in Charleston. We actually took a boat to get over to that little tennis place and watch Zac Brown band. And we did the horse-drawn carriages through there and everything else. What do I think about it? I think it's quaint. It's old, which is really cool. I remember a few things, all those little plantation homes right there on the wharf and the water, and you can look out where the Civil War started and all that stuff. So Charleston was really cool. I agree. I like Charleston a lot.
Charleston they've got great, it's very quaint, very cute, very quaint. The beaches are very nice. It's like small town feel, but it's not small town. You have to come to when people in the South talk about small town, they're not talking about ramshackle, like one gas station. We're talking about like the antiquated, like historical small towns. Like I consider Knoxville a small town, even though it's the fourth largest town in Tennessee, or third.
Yeah, Chattanooga's catching up.
We go back and forth with Chattanooga, and considering they got the World Cup people here, they might have gotten the W. Anyways, but like very historical, which when you consider our history is only 250 years old compared to like Spain's or whatever else, or Yemen's, or like Yemen's is like millennia year old.
Crazy, yeah.
But they in the South, they try to maintain that and keep that as much as possible, so that it still looks and feels the same. Like there's like ghost tours of Charleston and stuff.
Yes.
Like it's very cute. It's very fun.
And we did it. We go to every ghost tour, wherever town we go into. We love doing. My wife and I loves doing ghost tours. It's hilarious. We just
That's good. So, that's funny.
Yeah, but you can go to. I love the little the horse-drawn carriages they do and all that kind of thing. They drop they drop balls into a hole, and that's what you decide. So it's all by chance. And of course, the funny thing is, both times I went, I did the same exact tour by chance, and I'm like, crap. But it was still fun. It was still fun to do it. So
my dad was a big Civil War person, so like we went to all that kind of stuff, and it's like spooky, but it's fun.
Right. All right, so we got a few things. Steel Derricks in Daniel Island. That's where the area I live. Crazy growth. It was Daniel Island. Is that the one with the tennis courts with the big? I mean, when I say tennis court, I'm talking huge stadiums and like I don't know how many tennis courts there are, like all around it. They have the big events there. I don't know if that's Daniel Island. I forget. Muhammad says, "Oh, I'm Muslim, not practicing though. I don't drink for health reasons. I'm inviting you to Dortmund, Germany. The Yellow Wall in the Signal Iduna Park Stadium is the most insane fan experience."
Okay. Yeah.
I'm writing that down now.
Soccer looks insane to me. First of all, how do you get all those people to cheer the same cheer? Is crazy.
Well, how do you say the same freaking thing? I mean, the random like you just hear that the entire time there's a game.
It's the Europe or the England's national team chants Keir Starmer's a wanker like the whole time. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start it here. Like I'm gonna go to a World Cup party and that's the only cheer I'm doing. Is Keir Starmer.
we're gonna get those long pipes, the funnel things or whatever they call it, the horns.
Yeah. No, they do. Like it's the hive mindset with soccer. Crazy. Yeah. I don't know how they're in the stadium and all think the same thing. Mm-hmm. Kind of like how we do like the USA. They somehow know all the same cheers. Also, something that they do in the soccer world, because so many people go to these games, like hundreds of thousands of people go to these games. If somebody loses something like their keys afterwards, or I saw one with keys and I saw one with a kid. Somebody lost their kid. They like have this chant. They were like, "Whose keys are these? Whose keys are these?" And they all know it. And then they get the keys back. It's cool. Like it's a very much like a collective group mindset. It's cool.
That's awesome.
Because here in America, we put money on it. So I don't know if y'all do that, but Polymarket's about to pop off with the Europeans, I think.
Yeah. Still Derek, Daniel Island's what it was. Go in October in Germany. Okay, interesting.
Yes. Yep. Oktoberfest.
And you have General Patton Museum, I think. Where Steel Derek? There's a General Patton Museum actually in California, right in the desert. I know there is there. That all of his, not all, some of his tanks are there, and it's actually, what is that? It's not near Blythe or something like that. So, where is the General Patton Museum? That's not Knoxville.
Is there one in Virginia? I feel like that would be a good Virginia thing. We don't have a Patton Museum. We do have a lot of World War II, or not.
Oh, no. Fort Knox, Kentucky.
That's where the gold
Well,
is.
there is a Fort Knox, like as in the all the gold, named after the same person. Actually, it was all named after
James K. Polk.
No, Knox. Henry Knox, right?
Henry Knox.
Yeah, Fort Knox, Knoxville, all named after Henry Knox. So no, that's Kentucky though. Still, Derek. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, buddy. Okay, here we go. I love Muhammad's doing. Muhammad, you've been on here for a long time. I'm just talking hourly wise. Like, don't you have to go to work or something today? What are you doing?
It's like the middle of the night over there. 8, 9.
No, I think he said it was like what time was it, Muhammad? It's like 6 a.m. or something. But yeah.
If he's in Scotland.
The guy doesn't sleep. Let's put it that way. He's always on here and he's freaking like, I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you looking at me at like 3 a.m? But I love it, Muhammad. Thank you. So football, not soccer, is the largest sport in the world. America just decided we'll go with baseball, basketball, and American football that don't get played by the foot.
Yeah. But do you know who came up with the name soccer? It was the Brits. That's what they named their club. It's like an acronym, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I can't remember totally what it means because it's like 9 o'clock at night. My brain's fried. But the Brits came up with the word soccer. So if you have a problem with the word soccer, take it up with the Brits. Because like the Boy Scouts in Britain came up with the name.
All right. It actually is a thing.
Look at, are you looking up like the original, like who?
Yeah, but it's giving me a whole bunch of BS though.
Well,
the Brits. The objective of the game is to score more goals than the opposing team. Well, yeah, okay, fine. But that it did pop up. Soccer definition and meaning. A game played on a field with two teams. I don't know. I have to look that up. No, I don't know. Okay. Well, hey, you know what? That's a good story right there. We might have to actually do a video on that for sure and figure that out. Wow. So anyway, we are now actually over 2 hours, believe it or not. Steel Derek's the same with cricket. English named everything. Cricket's a sport I don't understand, and I actually hate watching cricket on TV because I want to learn it. I love sports. I want to play sports. I want to do everything. But the problem with cricket is that like they're zoomed in on the pitch, like when they throw it and they got the wickets and all that stuff, and then you hit it. But as soon as the batter hits it, like they pan to the guy catching the ball, and then he throws it back, and then they change the scene, and it's like so I don't know where how it all plays out. Like in baseball field, it's a diamond. You figure it out. This field, you can kind of tell where the ball's going. But anyway, cricket's completely different. But let me just put it this way. We are over 2 hours. I've had a few drinks before, after, during, and I think I'm going to call it at this point, Allison. I think I'm going to call it.
Good.
So let's put it this way. If you guys like seeing Allison on my Sunday night live, which is typically for those who are just here for the first time, I usually go on about 7 o'clock on Sunday nights. Allison and I do the last Friday of the month. If you want to see more of Allison Eagle Emoji, let us know. Put it in the comments. Let us. We'll have her back on. We'll do a bunch of other things going forward. I have a whole list of things that I want to bring up that I need to work on and learn about. Maybe do some future videos about that one. And then we're going to have a good time. So Mohammed did come back, though. Honestly, I don't care about the name if you want to rage bait fans. So just keep telling them soccer and see them. That's the good stuff about that. That's funny. That is funny. And then still Derek says, have a great day. Great week, guys. And Stuart's still with us. Stuart, you've been quiet tonight.
Stuart, my fan. Thank you.
Yep, I love it. I think they're here to see you more than I have. If I actually publicized that you were going to be on a chat, they'd probably be on here more
every Sunday. We could do Sunday nights. You just got to make a flyer telling people I'm going to be on here. I will come on if you make a flyer.
And Howard Clegg just got Yingling in Iowa, so that's weird, but okay.
You just now got Yingling in Iowa?
Yeah, just got it. That's crazy. So
Yingling's a good one.
All right, you guys. But as always, Watch the videos. I appreciate your support. Make sure you comment, make sure you like, make sure you follow if you're here for the first time, please. And then check out Allison's stuff on YouTube. I'm sorry, not YouTube yet.
We're working on that. YouTube. We're working on it.
TikTok and Instagram.
Facebook, Instagram, True Social, and an eagle emoji. Allison with 1 L, and then the eagle emoji. You'll find me.
That's awesome stuff. All right, you guys.